I wish you good luck with your presentation, okay?
Yeah. Good luck.
Chưa biết là tâm tình nào.
Would you tell us the number of your topic?
My topic number is 13. Good morning, judges, teachers, and fellow students. My name is Phạm Đăng Minh, and I'm proud to be the representative of the Vietnamese Department of Education and Training team in this contest. I will be glad if you can pay attention and enjoy my speech. And with that being said, let's begin. The matters of children playing video games more than they do playing sports nowadays is a pressing matter. And in today's speech, I'm going to give my opinion on this problem. So to begin, I would like to state that this is actually a real problem that is happening nowadays, just not to every children. Personally, well, I strongly disapprove of this lifestyle for its consequences. So to begin, I would like to tell you about, well, why this problem is so complex and so difficult to solve. So firstly, and I know this may sound a little bit astronomical, but the governments, I think that they are not paying enough attention and not investing enough money in building playing fields for children. Let me ask all of you guys here a question. How many playing fields can you find near your home? I bet it's not many, and I can count them on my fingers, can't I? Well, that is why I'm stating that the governments are just not paying enough attention to building sports playing fields for children. Our parents are also responsible for this problem as well. I think that they just don't educate their children on the dangers of playing video games too much and not encouraging them to take up their sport. The children ourselves, of course, also have the responsibility on this matter. I think that the problem with us is that we get too easily attracted by game advertisement nowadays, and also we just cannot find a sport that we really enjoy. So now, after you've listened about the reasons, I'm sure all of you guys here are actually wondering, what are the consequences of this problem? Well, if so, then I'm glad you asked, because now I'm going to tell you about it. The first consequence, of course, is, well, actually, let me ask you this again. Do you think that sitting 8 hours or so in front of a computer without getting up, without going anywhere, is harmful for your health? Well, obviously it is. And this can lead to serious health problems such as obesity, reduced eyesight, etc. Well, I mean, just look at my eyes. I cannot even look 10 meters from here. Well, that sounds terrible, doesn't it? And of course, with physical health problems, we also have the mental health problems. Well, having no real interactions with people and sitting in front of a computer for too long can lead to mental health problems such as depression, anxiety, etc. And one example of this can be the Japanese and South Korea people, where the suicide rate and the mental health problems rate is really high. In my opinion, this matter really contributes to that statistics. Well, now that you guys have heard about the reasons and the consequences to this problem, let me talk about the solutions. You know, how we can solve this problem together. Well, to begin, as I've mentioned, the governments, they don't invest enough money. Well, I think they should, because the problem of children playing too much video games and not enough sports is a really pressing matter. So they should invest more money, and they should care more about how the children plays. The parents, well, I hope all the parents in here are listening. Well, the parents, they should actually encourage the children more to play sports instead of video games. Maybe even set some restrictions, etc. And of course, lastly, we cannot forget about the students, ourselves. We also need to take up a sport that we really enjoy, and one that we can play for a long time. Develop your skills in it, find out what's interesting about it, etc. Well, I have just talked about the reasons, consequences, and solutions to the problem of children playing more video games than they do playing sport nowadays. I hope that all of you guys here can join me and to take action to relieve or even completely solve this problem altogether. Thank you for listening, and I'm open to all the comments and questions from the judges.
It was an amazing speech. I really adored the topic, and I have some questions for you, if you don't mind. So my first question is, do you think that possibly video games can be educational?
Sorry, can you repeat that question, please?
Of course. Do you think that video games can be educational?
Oh, that is a very interesting question. Thank you for the question. Well, in my opinion, surely video games has both sides, and it can also be very educational. For example, I know a game. It's called Minecraft. It has an education edition, and people can do, for example, chemical experience on it. So, and also video game teaches us how to do things like, well, how to think about the problem, how to solve the problem, etc. So that's my answer.
Amazing, that's a splendid answer. My second question is, how do you think parents can encourage their kids to lean on more on doing sports rather than spending a big portion of their time on video games?
Thank you for the question. Well, in my opinion, parents, firstly, they need to educate their children first on the dangers of playing video games and playing video games too much, that is, and not spending enough time outside. Then they can start thinking about, well, how to encourage their children. So, for example, well, they can tell children to watch some sports with them. They can invite them to play sports together because, well, as far as I'm concerned, parents really, really like children playing sports with them, and so do children.
Thank you for your answer. Again, it was amazing.